Hello, I'm Alex, and I want to tell you how it is to be a backend developer at Planradar.
Story is great.
Cause can you please leave for? No, all fine. Yeah, to me, I'm start Ruby on Rails learning with the Odding project. Um, uh, Person we both know said, hey, this is a good source to learn it. It's Christoph Steffin. And yeah, since more than 2 years, I'm now part of Planradar, and I started 2019 with Rails. Yes, so the main part I want to talk first was how we started here with Ruby on Rails. Cause already told it, he started 2012. And so here is Ruby on Rails really in the backbones, and it's really deep. We have code base that is over 12 years old. It's hard to maintain and work with it. But yeah, so what is our team size? So from product management to dev team, we are around 80 people, and in the dev teams, we are around 60 people. In the back end, so people that touching backend codes, we are mainly 9 people, so it's more, and to the backend people as we. And we have a completely separate front end since 2 years almost. Our front end is based on React, and as a backend person, it's really nice for me to just deal with APIs and not with any front end anymore. Because I'm coming from a full stack position first, it was a mess. Yeah, so I want to share some data with you where the challenge is coming from for us. We have 5 clouds provided. It's AWS, GCP, Yandex, Selectel, and Oracle across 7 regions. And they are not, yes. So now we come to the really hard data. We have a document management system. I don't know how well you know our product. We have a DMS, and basically we have their approval requests. We have their version system. You can, since last year, directly editing Word files directly in our application over a web service. And so this ends up in over 5 billion files. That is more than 101 terabytes of data in our S3 storage. And this is also one of our most heavy lifting database tables we have with the file attachment versions. And yeah, I also break it. I break it on production 1 month ago. We tested it locally. It looks really fine. We tested it on Hey, with my 200 files. I tested it. We tested it on a dev server. It also looks fine, but on production it was too hard with 5 joins and 2 subqueries. Yes, don't do that. We learned from it, so now we make a database snippet and check it first with production data. Let's come to the requests that we have. We have over 450 million GET requests per day, per month. Sorry, per day would be a little bit too hard, and over 100 post requests. So far over 500 requests per day. And when it comes to our data in the database, monthly activity, we have over 700 tickets created. I don't know what the ticket system is. The most used feature we have. It's the feature Planradar started with it. So basically that's the idea of Planradar, to creating a ticket for something. And now we have multiple ways to do this. So you can just open the app and create a ticket for something, Or you have a BIM model, like a 3D object. You can go inside this model view, inside our application, press on it and say, hey, there is a ticket. There is something to fix. And now we have the side view also. You can go through your building with a 365 camera and make a fully viewed thingy, and also have there the tickets also inside. And there are more features upcoming, and most of them have something to do with tickets. So it's that's why we have over 700 tickets created per month, and also over 7,000. That's what Alex said to me from data science. I'm not in response of this data. Do you have the more correct data? It's just from EU. No, just EU. Okay. And over 7,000 projects per month got created. Is this correct, Con?
It sounds more
I just ask our data team to give me some interesting data. He's also Alex Bluestone. And so when we talked before about the files that we have, and the most files that we have are images, because this is the most simple thing. You have the app on your phone. You go somewhere making a picture and say, hey, there is a crack in the wall. Someone has to fix it, not me. So we have per month near to 2 million pictures that is created per customers just in EU. This numbers are. And so our current database size in EU is over 1.5 terabyte. So first one, the S3, these are the files, and they're of course separately from our database. Yeah, I don't need to tell you why we should use Rails, because you're all using it. And I just want to share how it is as a backend developer in Planradar. So we have, when there is a new feature upcoming, we have a team that focusing on that product or this new feature. And now, since this year, we have a better process for that, because now we have a new role introduced. It's called the feature coordinator. And with that, now we have also a person from the developer team who takes care about the process and about the streamline of the developing of this new feature. And before, it was a little bit hard, because as you probably know, if you have product managers in your companies, they sometimes don't have this technical understanding of stuff. And often, if you then have 3 developers against 1 product manager, it's not a good thing. And often they don't understand it. And now we have a dedicated person who takes care about this and driven the development to success. So what we are doing the whole day, I mean, besides writing code, it depends if you have a feature or not, but we have a really free culture to develop. You can mainly organize your time as you want, but that has its good and its bad ways, because you have to fix also stuff during a feature. So it's not just you focusing on a feature, you also have to review different merge requests. You have also to fix bugs and so on. So, but with that, you get a bright view of the whole application, because you touch everything in our company. This from day one, I would say. Yes, so the one thing I want to say about, because you talked about merge requests, we need 2 approves. And both reviewers has to pull the code, has to run the specs, because we run them locally, and then it's allowed to push them to master. And basically that's it, the day in Planradar. And thank you for coming, and thank you for, yes, if there are questions, I can answer them, of course, also.
Round of applause for Alexander. So, before I get to questions, I have one suggestion. Is it possible if I just open the browser, can we see something? Maybe you have some public screenshots or whatever on the website, how Planradar looks and feels? Because I
Of
feel like
course.
with some of the info, maybe you
Yes.
can point me to it. I'm
Yes.
just going to open it real quick so we all have a better
Yes.
understanding of what the software actually does. That's like,
Ah.
now we know it's Rails. That's amazing. But like,
So you can look at the beautiful front end.
I don't want to show the front end because it's not my work.
right.
I'll just open Postman and send some requests.
Do I need to book a demo?
You can,
No,
I'm just
that's
kidding.
sales teams.
but Cons is bringing his laptop.
Cons is bringing his laptop? Oh, cool. That's nice. So while waiting for the proper presentation, maybe we have some questions already. Okay, gonna start a few sec.
Do you guys have any interest in like augmented reality or like web GPU?
Sorry again.
Do you guys have any interest in like augmented reality or web GPU?
That's something I would say Cons need to answer.
And wait for const. Nice. There was another question here, I think.
Yeah, what do you use for the backend?
For the backend?
For the API, I mean, oh my god.
You mean for what?
Like
We
Grape
use
or
REST.
normal Rails API or
Yes,
something.
exactly. We're just using MVC without the V. It's so we have just normal Rails APIs and REST APIs. We have standards how they should look like, and yeah, because we have cross-platform, so we have web, mobile, we have Android and iOS, of course, and we have Microsoft, and we need all using the same APIs. Near to, yes.
What's the reason that you have to run the tests locally?
No, we don't have to. We have
we have it also.
Don't take stories, please.
We have it also on the CI. But the thing is, we discussed it today. But, we for now it's just because you're working on different branches, and we do not have the CI that it runs for each merge request. It's just running on the pipeline when it is on a dev server.
It's your own fault, guys.
We want to change that.
Basically, you can see we have, the what I used to explain normally. Oh, thank you very much. So usually, we call Planradar as a bug tracker for the real world, which usually works very good for the software industry. They understand. You see, you see part of here. We usually have work on like on two-dimensional, but also on three-dimensional construction models. And basically, you go where you want to go, and then you can just create a ticket that someone needs to fix a thing wherever you want. Yet usually people don't do that on the web application. That is more, but that's why we have the problem of running like a native iOS app and a native Android app where you can basically do all the work that you would see. My test account is a complete crap. Let's see if I have anything here that makes any sense to show. But you can see we have here the way to have a tiled way of showing construction plans, where you can basically, just like in a bug tracker for the real world, say, okay, I'm here, I want to show this. And we have obviously all the way of all kind of reporting. We have a little project management component here. We have the way of fully customizing our projects, all of forms or whatever you see. So you create your own forms that are then distributed to the mobile systems and everything, and basically just enable you to have the whole idea in the beginning was just having. Yeah, sure. But my account is full of crap, I warn you.
Is it just building?
No, we have it's no, exactly. So it's we manage the whole life cycle. We are now with the document management. We also go into pre-construction where people upload the documents before the flow and also after work, from the building, the snagging, whatever. And it's not only real estate industry, we also have like shipbuilders. It's funny because the ship is very close to a building. We have like cruise ships or so for example, the yacht from the BlackBerry founder was built with was maintained and built with Planradar, and also like these huge cruise ships from TUI or whatever. There's a good part of them are built and managed with Planradar. Yeah.
So once they release to the sea,
We had like once. It's a really funny story. Then we had like one with the guy from this shipyard that built the super. They said like, I asked him, say like, yeah, what is the issues that you have? And say like, yeah, on the ships, internet connection is very expensive. It's going all via satellite and costs a lot of money. So like, they asked us, yeah, how much data is your app consuming? He's like, isn't it an issue? I mean, said, yeah, it's an issue if you're like in the middle of the ocean and do a record, and it just costs. And we said like, yeah, we actually never have checked how much internet is really consuming because it's basically free wherever you are. And then we are like asked them, I think, what is the biggest problems that the super yacht has when it is on the sea? So he said to me, it's two problems that usually is. It's the toilets that don't work proper, and that the people cannot watch Netflix when they're on the sea. And I said, this is the two main problems. They're like, yeah, I think we can work this. Also, last time we managed also this the yacht from Larry Ellison, the last one, yeah. But it's a funny side thing that is because it seems ships are very close to buildings.
There was a question before.
Yeah, I wanted to know who creates and how in general are the 3D models created?
The 3D models are created in CAD software, so like Autodesk Revit or what's the other one from Nemetschek? Whatever, I forgot it, but Revit. And then we get those models as an IFC file. IFC is a standard. It's an open model standard. And we've created a huge pipeline that is taking these models, converting it to GLB, splitting it based on layers. Because such a model that I showed you before, which is, by the way, the Altern Quartier, so the former Franz Josef Bahnhof, what you have seen before, takes a lot of data, takes a lot of rendering, and there's tons of browser limits. So on the mobile apps, it's a bit easier, but on the browser, getting the Unity models is really a big deal. That is also the biggest problem. We have no influence on the models. This is user data. They upload it and they expect it to work. So we like a really huge iron to convert it to GLP and split it and optimize it with like a large pipeline to even get it work. Yeah. Way easier with a 2D plan.
And just an addition, if you make then a ticket inside there, we track where you have your camera, where you make the anchor on it, and so if you make an export, then you see it directly.
And one funny thing is, because I like it that Alex has the PDF export open. So when we started Planradar, we said we want to like get rid of paper. So like on construction site, because everything was like printed tens of thousands of times. But what we have created is the biggest paper producer in the world, most probably.
Because they're
So
all
we are
printed.
creating, and it's a real number, hundreds of thousands of pages of PDF per day that is exported from the system. So the most CPU time and whatever is like creation of PDFs. And I'm really afraid that those guys are really printing all these PDFs.
The Meistertask user who actually wanted to print all of the tasks.
The funny thing is, with Planradar, you could do it. We have like really, I think the biggest we had like, I don't know, 100 or 100,000 pages, of PDF that they've exported. It's really a challenge to render, because you cannot render this at once. Every machine would blow. So we have like a mechanism that splits it, and then in the end merges the PDFs together, numbers it through. It's crazy, but we have created like a really, really sophisticated PDF generator, but we never wanted to do it.
The documentation upgrades, because you get the new version and something can be literally ruined. I mean, one room can be changed, can This
I mean,
here,
if you can show, we have a journal.
and with the 3D models, because it's
Ah,
critical.
so-
How do, yeah,
On the 3D models, we don't have a versioning.
Yeah, no.
We have a versioning on
don't have a
2D
plan version.
plans, where we have even a comparison of 2D visual comparison, which is the funny thing I've written in Elixir. It was the only software I've ever written in Elixir, and I will never write it another time. But it's a very good way of comparing one tile after the other. But it's just my personal opinion. It's working really good since years. But it was too unconventional for me to do another thing. But it's our plan comparison feature is actually written with Elixir. Yeah.
I mean, if the documentation was changed, the 3D model can be changed. How do you transfer the old tickets?
Yeah,
How do you position them?
for that, we have Funnyways, we have a scaling option for tickets. So also if you're not like only a 3D model, but also a 2D plan, and maybe you know the scale of your plan is changing, we have a feature where you can then set 2 points on the new plan, and it will automatically transform the positions of the tickets into the real into the new way. This is when you do a plan update, you have the position to do it.
Just point.
Actually, it's not that big of a deal. They are used to it, and usually in construction, you don't change on the master plan the scale. So it's how they do it. It
I'm
usually
not sure
works
if
quite
we
okay.
want now to upload the BIM model because this takes forever.
No, that will take too much.
We had another question, I think. Right?
Yeah, you mentioned IFC and really about the division.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Good luck. Yeah, it is existing in like 4 versions from 2.1 until 4. 4 is not ready at all. Still, they're using it. All the standard is not true. Nothing ever works. Yeah, it's what we deal on a daily basis. Yeah.
The majority of the storage need. Do you store the original?
Yes, we store the original IFCs of everything. You know why? Because we continuously optimize the pipeline, and if it is in the first way not working, we got a new update, and then we reprocess all the stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's a good part of our cloud costs to only being able to render those models into GLBs, so that the Unity plugin that is basically rendering it is even able to show it. Yeah.
There's something recently, probably a month ago or something, it was happening. Some new alternative to IFC, so they're converting IFC to a different format.
Yeah, we also do.
Native, yeah.
Native WebGL would also be, but also this is WebGL. So Unity is transpiling into WebGL. So what you see here is WebGL, yeah. But written first in C# and then transpiled to WebGL, and then sometimes it's showing.
What does not mean it gets shown in the report.
Yeah, in the report, it's like then, because, we have customers, something like asking, can we also see the videos in the PDF report? Yeah, it's a bit hard maybe. Or can we export hundreds of thousands of tickets into an Excel, but also show the images? And it's like Excel was not made to include images. So we still do it, but there's a limit. There's a limit when every Excel explodes because there's too much images. We still do it. But do I like it? No. But it's a classical customer request. But we can also make a view of side view maybe, yeah?
Do you have it?
Yeah, I think I have it.
I'll let you.
So the newest thing of the product we have is like 360 documentation.
Ist nicht das?
Yeah,
Close.
side view. No side view. So basically what that is a nonsense. But what you can basically, I don't even know how side view works. I'm not saying it's not working. Here, yeah, I should click here. Yeah, makes sense. So basically we developed basically a system where you can take up a 360-degree camera on your helmet, walk through an environment, and it automatically maps your position to where you are and gives you.
I just move it.
Yeah, sure.
It is here.
Maybe I do it a bit easier, yeah, when I'm here. So So basically, you can 360-degree every point where you have been, and we use a ton of computer vision and machine learning algorithms.
You see, they go through the office a
They
lot
go
of
through
time.
they go through the office with a helmet and a 360-degree camera, and you can basically see mapped with you see people are for privacy reason grayed out. You can basically map your walks, and you see also here the direction where the person was looking. Let's make it fun and we go where we are. It should
Do you need
be.
a special device for it?
You don't need a really, this is the outside
So-
of the room where we are, basically. So basically, no, we made it to, normally companies use like very expensive devices with laser scanners, but we made it pure optical. You need just a 400 euros Insta360 cam, and the rest is done purely with computer vision. It's a mixture of SLAM and our Monte Carlo localization. That is like all those planes are augmented, the walls are automatically extracted, and then it's mapped to Hinges. It's our newest product, and it's completely combined with the rest of Planradar. You can make tickets and single shots, and there's a lot of stuff that we still have in the pipeline for that. But it was we are quite proud of that part of the system, because like really high-tech stuff compared to the normal web application that we usually have. And by now, for instance, we have started the product, I think, in December,
Mhm.
and we have quite some users already. Yeah.
I think that's a
So
amazing way.
yeah,
Please.
Like amazing way to end it.
Yeah.
I just want to say, so for that you just need this camera and your phone. So no extra devices.
No, the 360 camera.
No, yeah, the camera and the phone. It's just
It's
two
all-
devices.
It's
and
all consumer hardware. We didn't want any like Matterport or other competitors have like thousands of euros cameras.
You have it here.
We have one.
Check it out.
That's fine. We have a cam, but we can show it later when
Yeah.
we